Hello, how you doing today, y'all? You are live with Lonzo right here at Morris Media Studios. It's going down like 4 flat tires. Guess what, folks? I done messed around, got another radio/TV show, and it's about to be on and cracking, folks. I want to thank my girl Felicia, the poetess, for making it happen, baby. She is on the boards right now. And let me tell you what we're going to do here. First of all, you got me, the world-class Grandmaster. We're going to kick it on an old school hip-hop tip and a new school hip-hop tip. But also, to my left, I had to bring my attorney, okay? Because I talk so much shit, I need an attorney on my side at all times. So rather than call him and come get me out of jail, I'll just have him sit next to me so when they handcuff my ass, he can go get me out and I ain't got to spend no time in jail. His name is Dakar. Dakar, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, Alonzo.
Put your headphones on. We got headphones and everything now, man. We in the real studio and shit. So
very well.
We were at my house doing the same type of thing, and we had to change rooms. We had feedback and all kind of other shit. Now we don't have no feedback. We got headphones. We got microphones, and this ain't Blog Talk, baby. We doing it big time. So, like I said before, I got my attorney here, and while we are on the air, not only are we going to talk about some old school issues, some old school fun, play some old school music, we also going to keep it real for a minute, folks. If any of y'all know anything about me, I always keep it real. And I know as a grown-ass man with a young kid, I have a kid in junior high school. Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that on another show. But I also have a daughter in high school. And what I'm seeing is kids are in position to get caught up so fast, it's ridiculous. And what I mean by that is when you have kids when things that I did as a young man in junior high school, for example, I used to love to pop girls' bra straps. That was my thing. I see a girl with a bra strap and I can grab a hold to it. I'd pop it. I'd take off running. And she'd catch me and she'd pop me on the back or hit me or whatever. And everybody would laugh. The worst case scenario, the teacher tell you, boy, take your ass to class. Well, nowadays, folks, that's called sexual assault, and it comes along with a case and a probation officer and possibly some jail time or a fine. So, as things have changed over the years, I think it's very important that the viewers of this show, whether you're a youngster or a parent, you need to know what you can possibly get yourself into, because what I find a lot of is a lot of kids are trying to live up to the lyrics of some of the music. And I talk about that in my new book, Not Without Alonzo, available on Amazon and Kindle. But on a serious note, I've personally witnessed a lot of kids get caught up in the prison industrial complex or in the probation department on doing silly kid stuff. And when I got a phone call just a few weeks ago from my son's school, and the official called and said, "Hey, I have your son in the class here, in the office here." I said, "Is he in trouble?" He says, "No." I said, "What's the problem?" He says, "Well, he had a young man in a headlock, and the school has a no-touching policy." And I'm like, "No touching?" He says, "No touching, whether it's horseplay, romantic touching, or anything of that sort. So the kids can't play. They can't play last tag. Sound like we play last tag all the time. They can't play last tag. They can't hold hands because of the fear of homophobia in junior high schools and high schools. So if one group can't hold hands, neither can the other." So when I talked to him, he told me he wasn't in trouble, but he did have to make a note in his file. And when he said that, that sparked something in me. A note. If he's not in trouble, what's the problem? Well, I have to make a note in his file. And what I realized is that note could very possibly be the beginning of something bad later on down the line. But right now, folks, enough of being serious. Let's kick it for a minute. Dakar, tell them who you are and tell them what you plan to bring to the show.
Oh, thank you, Alonzo. First of all, I'm happy to be here. My name is Dakar Diorable. I'm a private attorney. based in Los Angeles. I do mostly criminal defense work, but I do handle other types of cases on occasion. What I intend to bring to your show is a legal perspective on whatever issues we deal with.
Okay.
So if we're dealing with things going on in the community or in our music, television shows, movies, I'm going to offer a legal perspective. And it's going to be a very real perspective because I'm a private attorney. I don't have a lot of boundaries.
Okay.
As far as what I can say.
Okay.
If you were to bring somebody in, for example, who worked for the district attorney's office or a big law firm or public defender's office, I'm sure they could give you a lot of good information, but they have a boss to answer to and they have a standard to maintain. I have standards, of course. I don't have to answer to anybody other than myself as far as my work. So that's what I'm going to do.
Now, see, I ain't never claimed to be no gangster, but I always like gangster movies. And one thing about a good gangster movie or a good gangster a boss, he always had what they call his consigliere close by that consulted him on decisions that affected the family. So as I represent the Morris Media family here today, I got my consigliere right here to make sure I don't put my foot in my mouth or get us in no shit. Okay, there's enough shit flying around already. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, folks, we are right here on the Morris Media Group. The show is called Not Without Alonzo. After what is soon to be #1 seller available on Kindle. Yeah, I'm pushing my book, folks. I'm pushing my book. You know what? I'm pushing my book because so many people for so many years have heard things about me. And I got haters. Thank God I got haters. But you don't really know why you hating me, okay? But I got fans who know me and love me, okay? When the movie came out, Once Upon a Time in Compton, you'd be surprised at the responses I got from people who know me and people who think they know me. And one of the responses was one of my girlfriends, or a friend of mine, female friend, called me up. She was highly upset. Lonzo, I don't know why they did you like that in the movie. That is fucked up. That you are not like that. I said, hold on, baby, time out. Time out. Be happy for your boy. I am depicted in the biggest biopic of 2015, the biggest grossing biopic of all time. I says, understand your boy. I'm like James Brown. I'm from the James Brown school of pimping. Pimping being persistently improving my position. Okay, that's what pimp stand for when it comes to me. Persistently improving my position. And like James Brown said, some of you kids don't know about this song right here, but check this out. You ain't got to give me nothing. Just open up the door and I'll get it myself. That's my philosophy on life. Always has been, always will be. So all you got to do is put me in position and I'm coming. I'm here. Available on Kindle. So folks, check it out, y'all. I got my man Dakar. I got my girl Felicia in the booth. I got another pretty lady in the booth. She's smiling. How you doing, baby? What is your name anyway? Danielle. I got Danielle in the booth. She's monitoring a monitor, and we're about to put together a show. Now today, we're gonna do a lot of talking, but you rest assured, next week when I come back at 3:00 next Wednesday, I'm coming with some music. I'm coming with a video or two, and I might even have another guest because, this going to be all right. This could be fun. I'm looking forward to this right here. But today it's just me and Dakar, and we're kind of laying the groundwork for the show so y'all can get a feel for it. And I'm actually, I can say I'm here. I'm pumping my book like it's on flat because it's not. It's blowing up. I already got a book hater. Ain't that something? Congratulations. Yeah. I got a book hater already. I ain't going to give him no pub, but I got one already because I know how that goes. See, you hate on me, but I don't give you no pub. I'll take your whatever you got to say and in stride. Much love to you, but guess what? Folks is feeling the book because unlike everybody else in this story, my brand is the truth. It's keeping it real. And that's why I'm who I am, and that's why I do what I do. We're going to go to a quick break. My mouth is getting a little dry, but we're going to a quick break. I'll be right back, folks. You are live with Lonzo, the world-class Grandmaster, right here on Morris Media. What's going down like 4 flat tires, y'all? Be right back. Peace. All right, y'all. We're back with back on Morris Media Group. You're live with Lonzo, and the show was called Not Without Alonzo, because it wouldn't have never flew if I hadn't been flying it. As my attorney, you said you had some issues you want to discuss?
Well, not really issues,
okay,
but just to get into a little bit of background. You and I, we met before I actually saw the movie Straight Outta Compton.
Okay.
So I didn't know your story. I wasn't familiar with how you were portrayed in the movie at that time. And I'm sure some of the viewers and listeners also don't know. So let's tell the viewers, what role, what depiction of you was there in Straight Outta Compton? What was the role that they showed of you in that movie? Like, what was your role?
Well, my role in Straight Outta Compton, I played this handsome brother named Lonzo. Jerry curl having brother, not loud ass shirt wearing brother, and he appeared in the movie to be a hip hop hating, R&B only loving tyrant. Okay, and it was funny because when I saw the movie, I laughed at myself because the guy kind of favored me back then. Like I said, he was kind of handsome, but but the scenario in which they had me going off on never happened in real life. Okay,
right. So in the movie Straight Outta Compton,
okay,
you were they had an actor who portrayed you in the movie.
Cory Reynolds, yes,
and
did a great job.
You were the club owner
of Dudos,
yes, and you were one of the leaders of World Class Wrecking Crew.
Right.
You were Dr. Dre's boss. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
Okay, you're the one that hired Dr. Dre to DJ at your club.
Right.
And also the DJ for World Class Wrecking Crew.
Right. Now,
so there are scenes in the movie that take place where Dudos is depicted, and you're in several scenes where you're telling Dr. Dre things such as, y'all need to leave that rap music alone.
Right.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Right.
You need to work on the love songs like I told you.
Right.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy.
Okay, and I've told people since you and I have become friends about your depiction, how you were depicted in the movie, and the common response that I get is, "Oh, the guy with the Jerry curl, that asshole in the movie."
Yeah.
Like, "Oh yeah, that's Alonzo Williams." Yeah. So,
I'm an asshole. You know what? I have to jokingly accept that. Okay, because when I met Cory, he told me we were backstage. In fact, I got a clip of us talking.
Cory who?
Cory Reynolds, the guy who played me in the movie.
Oh, okay.
And he said, "Yeah, man." He said, "It's not bad, but they got you as a brother that really can't handling this business." I said, "Oh, okay." So, and sometimes, and in some case, well, I'm sorry, I can't be an asshole from time to time. Okay, let me tell you. Let me explain something to you. Okay, when you run a nightclub on the corner of Avalon and Segundo, or in Compton, and you have, I don't know, maybe 5 cats, maybe 6 people, maybe 8 people working for you, okay? And I'm going to tell you a little secret that most people don't realize. As I reflect back on those days, although I knew Dre's dad, I never met him. I never saw him again after we started working together. I never met Yella's dad.
Okay.
I never met Clientele's dad.
Okay.
Okay. So I became not only the boss, but a father figure, a big uncle. And as anybody knows that has any kids out there, you're not always in your kids' favor when you tell them to do what they need to be doing. Okay? When you lay down the law, this is how it goes. Okay? We don't ask no questions. We don't, especially for my generation, we don't backtalk. Whatever mama say, that's what go.
Respect
whatever papa
your elders. And
respect your elders or get the belt. Okay?
Right.
So when it was a lot of times I had to make decisions or make decisions that weren't popular. But it wasn't about you, it was about everybody. Okay? And that's the part that a lot of kids, parents and relationships don't understand. Sometimes kids don't understand you can't go out there and do certain things because you're jeopardizing the entire family. In my case, you might be jeopardizing my whole operation. In fact, the true story behind that, all right, y'all, here goes some true story shit you won't find no place else, only in the book right here. I'm going to tell you what happened. It was not Cube that performed at Dudos. To be honest with you, Cube never performed at Dudos. Never happened. Cube never saw the inside of Dudos.
Okay.
I have never in my life heard Cube ever do a gangster lyric in person.
Okay.
Never. Okay. When Cube was signed, when he was signed to Crew Cut, Cube was doing Beastie Boy imitations. If you go on YouTube, look for CIA, listen to those 3 songs. Those are 3 songs that he did on my label. And he left shortly after that going to college. When Cube became a gangster, it was after he had left Crew Cut and went to college, came back home for vacation or whatever the case may be. But the reason why I did go off on Dre in real life, and this is a true story, is because Dre allowed his cousin Jinx to do a song at Dudos called My Penis. Now, the problem here is, one, we're talking about 1994, when people still cared about what kids said and did.
You mean 1984?
1984, I'm sorry, 1984, when adults still monitored what their kids heard, okay? And the big problem is, because I'm on the corner of Central and 135th Street, right there in the heart of blood territory, the only way I can make do those happen is to have the Compton PD as my security guards. I got about 4 Compton PD as my security guards. One of them, all of them are very cool, but one was a lieutenant. Okay?
Off-duty cops.
Off-duty cops. Okay. And he pulls me to the side and says, "Hey, man, I appreciate the overtime. I appreciate the cash or whatever, but I can't allow you guys to do child porn lyrics in front of these kids, do pornographic lyrics in front of these kids. That's contributing to the delinquency of a minor." I'm like, oh, shit.
So at Dudos, you used to have some of your patrons were teenagers.
Most of them were teenagers. Dudos was twice as big as Eve After Dark. It was 3 times bigger than Eve After Dark. So I kind of lowered my age limit and became a little more lenient to fill up the room. Dudos held over 1,000 people. So in order to make it work, and I allowed 14, 15 years old. It was no problem legally with it, but I just had to make sure that I presented some family entertainment. Okay, so now I got pulled to the side by a guy that I'm paying and a white guy on top of that. He's like, I can't do that, man. Don't make me do my job. Okay, you cool, we cool, but don't make me do my job. Okay, oh shit. So I go jam Dre's ass up. So they used that scenario to create that scene about me going off on Dre. Okay, that's what really happened in real life.
Okay.
So as my attorney, am I jeopardized?
No, I think you're in good shape.
All right.
So, because I've heard you talk about or comment on how you feel about how you were portrayed in the movie, and you've had a lot of good things to say about that. You're happy to be happy to have been portrayed, but the bottom line is it wasn't all accurate.
No, it wasn't all accurate. The movie was a great movie, but it wasn't all accurate. And I understand this. You got 4 stories you're trying to squeeze into 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, you got the culmination of, you got the breakup with the Wrecking Crew, the Eazy-E, Jerry Heller story, the Ice Cube leaving story, and the Dre story. And, so that whole book, that whole movie right there spawned a whole lot of sub-stories that you'll probably hear about in the near future. I've been contacted by multiple people to do different situations, everything from a consultant to co-produce some different projects. Okay, so because that story is so fantastic and so interesting, it's going to be a cottage industry for a while. Okay, it will be what's that? A franchise. Okay, it'll be a franchise. Speaking of franchises. So, yeah, when you see these kind of things, man, and I tell people all the time, man, be happy for your boy, because a lot of people who were actually had a bigger part of NWA didn't make the movie. a boy Arabian Prince, who was actually in NWA, didn't make the movie and was never mentioned. But that right there is probably more detrimental. But again, it kind of hurts the credibility of the story if you're not going to keep it 100. At least got to keep it 75. You can't keep it 100. Okay? But, it is what it is. And I think also because they didn't show that I was actually a member of World Class Wrecking Crew. And something else, it can always, attorney, I'm finna say something. Mm-hmm. Watch my mouth now. Something else that kind of just didn't upset me, but kind of just, that's some bullshit right there, was when they clowned the jackets, okay?
Oh, yeah. I
remember. Those jackets at that time were some of the most coveted items you can purchase, or you can in fact you could even buy them. It was probably one of the most coveted items you could ever possess in South Central, other than a fat gold chain. So I got to say that.
Well,
okay?
Yeah. Let me say this because you're referring to the jackets, which were the uniform or costume or apparel worn by World Class Wrecking Crew.
Right.
There's a scene in the movie where even Eazy-E pokes fun at Dr. Dre,
right,
for wearing that jacket. I'm sure you're probably aware of it, and I'm thinking, I don't know Dre. I don't know any of these guys. You know them all from way back in the day. But Dr. Dre has gotten some flack over the years about having worn that type of stuff back in the day. Right. I mean, when he and Eazy were having their feud, I remember, Eazy, he shot a video where they showed a picture of Dre wearing, that type of jacket. He's also been, Dre several years ago had a feud with Jermaine Dupri.
Right.
And there were some things said on record.
Luke.
Yeah, in that regard. I don't have to get into detail. But I can imagine if I was Dr. Dre, I would want to push back on that a little bit and say, hey, I wore it, but it wasn't my choice. I wore it because it was my job. Because people have criticized them for that over the years.
Well, you know what? You have to understand one thing. Of all the thousands of artists in hip hop, I can't think of anybody else in this hip hop game that has had such an extreme personal makeover. Okay? Think about it.
You're talking about in hip hop or music in general?
Dre and Yella, from Wrecking Crew to NWA. That's probably the most. I mean, there's been breakups. There's been people leaving, and pretty much they just do an extension of what they're already doing. Mm-hmm. Okay? But nobody has had the career makeover or the major flip. I mean, one thing about Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, they've been wearing them leather suits and them hot,
Oh, in terms of their dress style.
Their dress style. Okay. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 have been the same way from 1970, from the 80s till right now. Yeah. Same
George
thing
Clinton
with
as
Chuck
well.
D. George Clinton. Everybody, nobody has really flipped up, okay, to that degree, but nobody's had the success he's had either. But I'm just saying, when you look at, and maybe if it had been in a different time, it may have worked better. But with social media and everybody having pictures and digital phones, whatever the case may be, is you can't get away from certain things. That's why you, as a politician, you can't lie. That's why I find it easy to tell the truth and go and deal with it, as opposed to trying to lie, because somebody's going to push rewind on your ass and, hey, man, you said this over here. Well, you can't do that no more, okay?
Because of the way I think, I got to say, it sounds to me like you're giving Dr. Dre credit for adapting, and evolving.
Well, if I do believe a lot of the issue would have been resolved if he had just said, hey, man, I evolved, okay? I evolved from being this to this right here, okay? Uh-huh. But everybody, it's like Barack Obama when he ran for president the first time, okay? He copped the smoking weed. He copped everything. Unlike Bill Clinton, I didn't inhale. Everybody know that's bullshit. Okay, you sucked on you hit that joint and you got high, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go on and get in front of it, take it away from them. Now they can't use it no more. But if they know it's a sore spot in your life, they'll always deal with it. I mean, in my book, Nothing, not without Alonzo. I tell you about when I used Quaaludes. Okay, I did. I'm telling you about that. So if you know I did, you can't use it against me because I told you already. It ain't no secret. I snorted cocaine back in the day. That was a champagne drug of choice, and I sipped a lot of champagne in the 80s. Okay? I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to bullshit you. No, I've been drug-free all my life. No, I'm high now. No, I'm not. No, but again, when people know your dirty laundry, they throw your drawers back at you, okay?
Yeah, and you're right. It's better just to take ownership of it.
Yeah.
Because everybody has done things
Yeah.
they're not proud of. So, yeah, I see that. A better strategy is just to say, hey, yeah, I did it. So
I did it, and what about it? Okay, now I'm here today. What,
right.
Hillary, same thing. I mean, right now, you get Hillary, they keep fucking with her about these goddamn emails. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck, really, but the asshole that's making it an issue, okay? Yeah. If you just say, I did it, it's over with.
They
Move
don't
on.
have much on her. So they got to raise hell about anything they can get.
Exactly. So check it out, folks. We are here live. We are live as we can get. The phone number is 323-293-3375. You're live with Lonzo. And I got my attorney here. Keep my ass out of trouble. I got Felicia on the board. I got Danielle monitoring a monitor. We at the Morris Media Studios. We got the book in the house. I'm going to make an offer on this book, y'all. If y'all want to get this book from me, you want to get a signed autographed copy, and I probably can't come to all y'all cities because it ain't like that. If you want to get a book from me, autographed copy, go on my website, AlonzoWilliams.com, or just go to PayPal and send me a request. I'll send it to you. It's $24.95 on Amazon. I'll do it for $20. I'll autograph it for you and ship it to you for $20 because I got love for you like that, okay? I'm keeping it real. All right, go to PayPal, send me a link, a request. Tell me what you want to write in the book, in the little comment down there. Tell me what you want me to write. Best friend from Mississippi or whatever the case may be. Although I never saw you before, I'm cool. But if you want to do that, we'll hook it up and we'll make it happen for you. All right. In the meantime, if you want to talk to me or talk to the car, 323-293-3375. You're live with Lonzo. I'm going to take a break, drink some of this water, give you all a chance to go to PayPal or dial the phone. In the meantime, once again, Not Without Alonzo is the show. My man, the car's in the room. I got the girls behind the glass, and we'll be right back, folks. All right, y'all, we're back right here at Morris Media Studios. You're live with Lonzo, and it's going down like four flat tires or a broken elevator, folks. The book is out, Not Without Alonzo. You got to get it. It's on Amazon.com, Create Space, and Kindle. If you want to get an autographed copy from me, go to my send me a PayPal request at my email is Lonzo Williams, LonzoWMS@gmail.com. Type in what you want me to put the message in. It's $20. I'll even pay for the shipping because I'm feeling good today, all right? Check it out, y'all. We are here. I'm not only just pushing the book, but I am. But we also dropping some games, some knowledge, and some basic information about just some general shit. Now, if you want to talk to us, 323-293-3375. We'll also be out at the Taste of Soul for a little while. I'm going to come bum rush Felicia's booth and slang some books on the stage with her. I'm a bum rush KGLH's booth. I'm a bum rush everything. I got my attorney with me. So if y'all handcuff me, I'm bailing out right anyway. Shit. So, don't handcuff this motherfucker. You got to stay like 10 steps behind me. So if I get locked up, you just meet me at the jail, okay? Mm-hmm. I ain't trying to get on the bus. I'm not trying to do no showers. I don't want no fucking sandwich, no orange. Come get my ass out, okay? All right.
I will. I got your back. All
right. You better take the braids out. They might think you one of them gangster niggas and just do a mass incarceration. If you go, I can't get you. Who the fuck will get us out, okay? So anyway, all right, folks.
Braids help me to fly under the radar.
Fly under the radar, okay? Fly under the radar. Yeah. All right, folks. Now, man, you know what? One of the segments we're going to do on this show, and this is a little on a serious tip. In my book, I talk about how people get desensitized, especially youngsters get desensitized to certain actions. And because things have changed so much over the years, your actions nowadays are getting you caught up in the court system. And as you do this, especially even at an early age, used to be a time when you got caught up before 18. When you turned 18, everything was a clean slate. But the way the gang situation has jumped off with gang enhancements and all the gang affiliations, and they realized that the gangsters were hiring the youngsters to do the dirt. Nowadays, when you do a crime before you're 18, on your 18th birthday, everything is cool until you do something else. And depending on what you did prior to turning 18 can be used against you in your sentencing and cause you to do a lot more time. I have people that I know, young men that I know, that committed one crime after 18 and got as much as 44 years to life. And that's no lie, okay?
Let me tell you one reason why that is probably happening. I don't know any details about that specific case. But what it is with the juvenile records, it's true that juvenile records typically get sealed when the juvenile turns 18 or soon thereafter. However, if you commit a strike offense as a juvenile, strike offenses are the felonies that are deemed either violent felonies or serious felonies. That is on your record, and even though your record gets sealed when you turn 18, if you commit another crime, that strike offense that's on your juvenile record can be used to enhance the punishment on any crime you commit after you turn 18. So the way it would work, say for example, and one of the topics we're going to talk about is some of the language and violence in the culture, including hip hop, music, and TV. But there's a common crime that's committed in LA County and throughout the nation and throughout the world. Very unfortunate, domestic violence. Mm-hmm. When that's filed as a felony here in California, there's a sentencing range that comes with felonies. The point I'm making is, say somebody were, as an 18-year-old or 20-year-old, were to get charged with felony domestic violence. They could be punished up to 4-year state prison just based on that felony domestic violence charge.
One case.
But if you have a strike on your record, even if it's from your juvenile years, a strike acts to double the punishment on a subsequent felony case. So instead of a maximum punishment of 4 years on that domestic violence, that felony domestic violence, you're now looking at a maximum punishment of 8 years.
Wow.
Because of that strike that you had on your juvenile record. Wow. So even though your record gets sealed when you turn 18 as a juvenile, if you have a strike on your record as a juvenile, that strike can still be used to double up your punishment on any crime you commit as an adult, any felony crime. And also, this is a 3-strike state, and strikes from your juvenile record count towards the 3 strikes where you can be struck out. Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, and this is very important to know, because as young men and women roll around doing their things with their homies, it was funny because I had a friend of mine's son. Well, a friend of mine, her son went to jail. He took somebody's iPhone, okay? Mm-hmm. And when he got home, man, they gave me a robbery. All I did was took a nigga's iPhone. No, they gave me a robbery and assault and battery. All I did was slap a nigga, took his iPhone. Well, nigga, that's what it is.
Right. People got to understand what the definition is for crimes. Right. Robbery only means to take by force or threat of force. So even if he didn't slap the person and take their phone, if he would have just simply, jumped at the person, like, you know how people give me your phone, and the dude gets scared and give it to him. Right. That's robbery.
Right.
Because you threatened to use force against this person, and you took their property. And that's a strike offense.
He was fucked, man. Oh, man, they want to give me exactly what happened. They want to give me a strike. I took a nigga iPhone. Man, I ain't robbed that nigga. I ain't pulled no gun, no knife, no nothing. That nigga took the nigga iPhone, and they want to give me a damn strike. Nigga, that's robbery.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, and we talked about it before because we've had some of these conversations where, like, a lot of things that people used to be able to say in the past, you can't get away with saying them anymore because you could be charged with a crime. Like, I grew up playing sports. I grew up in a sports family. Got a lot of older brothers, played football, basketball our whole lives. You get into fights on the basketball court sometimes. Right. And, somebody may say to another person, man, I'll kick your ass, and get up in the person's face. What is that called now? It's a criminal threat. It can be charged as either a misdemeanor or a felony.
Wow.
But even if you just trash talking or saying something where you don't really mean it, but you want to say something just to let the person know you're serious, you could be charged with a felony crime and end up doing state prison.
Wow. And these are the things that I hear, I see. I mean, because, again, I got the young kids. I watch the video games. They teach them how to shoot, run, just have no regard for life. You listen to lyrics sometimes. The lyrics is crazy as hell. And, you get desensitized. And a perfect example, another buddy of mine, we were talking, he got violated, okay? Oh, man, I don't know why they violate me. Weed legal. No, nigga, weed ain't legal.
When you say violated,
he was on parole, got violated, okay?
Parole violation.
Because he had a parole violation because he had a dirty weed test. Oh, I got a card. It's legal. No, it's not.
Yeah, what that boils down to, what I've seen is when you're on parole or probation, you have either a parole officer or a probation officer that monitors you, that you meet with on a monthly basis, maybe more or less frequently, depending on what they require. That parole officer or probation officer has a lot of power over your life. And if one of the conditions of your parole is that you will not use marijuana, then you cannot use marijuana. And if you do, then you violate the conditions.
But I got a prescription, man. I got a prescription.
Right. So what I've advised people to do in those situations is go back. First of all, make sure you build and maintain a good relationship with your parole or probation officer. But then also, you need to go to your parole officer or probation officer and have a conversation and say, hey, I need this. I have a medical condition.
I got glaucoma.
Blah, blah, blah. And let them change the conditions of your parole or probation. So let them lift that restriction. That way you can use your medical marijuana and won't get in trouble for it. But
most of the time it don't work out like that. I got glaucoma. Nigga, it's glaucoma. Ain't no glaucoma. No shit. I got glaucoma. I can't eat my. No. You got glaucoma, man, and it still ain't legal, fool. And these are the kind of things that we are. A lot of times we are blinded by our ignorance, and it just amazes me sometimes that some things that people, especially these young kids, just don't know. All right, y'all. Phone lines are open, 323-293-3375. You're live with Lonzo and my attorney, the car. We are right here. We are also pushing this book, baby. This book is off the chain. It tells you the true story of how the West Coast hip-hop started. When yours truly, was a young DJing in Regina City High School, how I got to Eve After Dark, Doodles, Skateland. It tells you all the stories that the movie couldn't tell you. The movie only had 2 hours and 23 minutes. Well, you take as much time as you need to read this book. It's only 312 pages. If you want to get a copy from it, especially if you're out of town, I might not get around to you no time soon, but if you want an autographed copy, go to PayPal. My email address on PayPal is lonzowms@gmail.com. Tell me what you want to do. Tell me what you want me to say. I'll send you an autographed copy, folks. Ain't nothing but something to do. And we'll talk about it. Once you get it, we'll talk about it. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you hate it. I'm a grown-ass man. I can take it. No, I'm very sensitive, though. No, like Erykah Badu say, I'm sensitive about my shit. No, but it is what it is, folks. Some people, to this day, I did an interview with a young lady about a month ago. And I was she was telling me, we're talking about the movie, blah, blah, blah. And she was saying how much she liked Q. I just love me
Ice Cube. O'Shea Jackson.
Yeah, O'Shea Jackson. I just love me a thug. See, that's my lawyer talking. See, he keep my ass out of trouble. he corrected my ass. O'Shea Jackson, he's such a thug. I said, he's not a real gangster. And she looked at me like I told a kid wasn't no Santa Claus. She said, what? I said, he's not a gangster. She said, no, you lied. I said, no, he's really a nice guy. She said, no. I mean, it was really her face.
I'm curious.
It fucked me up. After all this time, people still think that's.
I'm going to go there because I got to know.
Go ahead.
What was the approximate age of this woman and race and where were you? Because
black woman, 24, 25 years old.
Okay.
Very attractive.
She's from this new generation that, she doesn't have a recollection of like when NWA started. For those of us that are in our 40s on above now, we remember when it first started.
Right.
And we would be in a better position to assess what's real and not real. So the only thing she's seen is Ice Cube, the actor. She may have heard some of his old stuff, but I could see a young person, 24 years old, just not knowing because you're young and dumb, basically.
Well, and I think as a grown-ass man, as a hip-hop veteran, I know I can't, I for lack of a better word, I'm going to say save. Only for lack of a better word. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to keep folks, do what I can as my part to keep my young brothers and sisters out of the system, okay? And it's such a slippery slope these days. It's so slippery, and I'm not saying it's all their fault. I will never say that, but everything plays a part. And like a lady said about food one time, she told me, she says, we dig our graves every day, one spoon at a time. Okay, because a lot of us eat bad shit. Mm-hmm. Okay, we dig our graves every day, one spoon at a time. Okay, and it's the same thing when it comes to this legal system. Every time you do something stupid, or you get away with, even worse, when you get away with something stupid, it gives you the heart to try something different. Okay, and like at my house, I don't tolerate no bullshit from my kids. Mm-hmm. Okay, I love you to death, but you did see the movie. Okay, that I can be him. Okay, and that eliminates a lot of bullshit. But some parents have a higher tolerance, and you come to some people's house and the kids is cussing the mom and daddy out, talking shit,
smoking weed
in the house, man. Fuck
and
you.
I've seen teenagers have their boyfriends and girlfriends
in the house
either stay the night or move in.
Yeah,
and I'm like, as a mother, why would you allow that to happen?
Tolerance. It's so if
or as a dad, if the dad is doing it, whoever.
If you tolerate that,
right,
you'll get that.
You set the standard so low.
Thank you.
That you wonder why, and then they're scratching their heads years later, wondering why their son is in jail.
Right. Okay.
It's like you weren't half the parent that you should have been, and you really knew better, but you want to be a cool parent,
right?
And you want to be hip and all that, and now Ray doing 25 to life,
exactly.
And it's really. I mean, Ray got to take responsibility, but it's equally your fault.
Exactly.
Being irresponsible.
That's as a personal grown man mission I'm on. I mean, like I said before, if you don't want to hear it, turn the radio station. But if you do, check us out every Thursday, every Wednesday from 3 to 4. We're gonna be dropping some knowledge on all aspects of everything. Today is our first show, and we're just kind of giving you an idea of how we plan on making this thing happen. We haven't brought the music in yet, the sound effects yet, blah blah blah. But today, it's just an introductory show, and like I said, I want to thank my girl Felicia for giving me this opportunity, and I want to thank my boy Dakar for being here because I like doing things a little different. I'm gonna be Lonzo no matter what, but sometimes I'm a Gemini, and he is too. In fact, what's crazy is we both are born on the same day, which is the same day as Tupac's birthday. So if you know anything about Tupac, Tupac could be a clown gangster, but he also he loved his girls. So just like, because I am a Gemini and I got them two sides, just like I could be wild and crazy, I can be serious and sincere as well. So some things I'm very sincere about, and that's trying to save as many young black men as I possibly can. I'm sorry, black people, because they got girls who's catching up with the guys on a serious level. When you watch Scared Straight, that shit is frightening. Them little motherfuckers need Jesus. So they didn't listen to nobody for a long time. So, if you got a kid and a young man or a young girl that may want to get some hip hop history, as well as how to preserve their freedom, okay, this might be a good show to check out. And if they don't want to hear the old school shit, you just listen to us and take a week on bring you to the house and implement some of that stuff, because if we don't do something quick, we're going to be in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Let me say real quick, one thing I look forward to us getting into in future programming, future shows. You and I, we talked about doing a segment where we're going to actually analyze hip-hop lyrics and have a conversation about what legal implications certain acts and behaviors that are described in the music, what type of legal implications those acts could have in the real world. And we're going to do that not just for hip-hop, but because it's not just hip-hop.
Right.
It's we're living in a larger culture, so we'll talk about TV and movies, but there's going to be a focus on hip-hop because
that's what we do.
I am hip-hop, and I love hip-hop. So for those of you who love hip-hop and you want to hear some legal analysis about hip-hop lyrics, hip-hop subject matter, you want to pay attention to this show because we're going to get into some really good deep stuff.
Okay, cool. You know what?
We have some topics prepared, but we can't get into it right now. We're running out of time. But the next show, I dare you to tune in.
But you know what, though? I think another element we might want to add is somebody talking about hip-hop and money. Because hip-hop can fuck off a whole bunch of dollars quick. The hip-hop, if you have any financial literacy, okay, and I love audiobooks, okay, I love reading audiobooks. I'm gonna give a white boy.
Wait, you said reading audiobooks?
I love listening to audiobooks.
Well, there you go.
Fuck it, you know what I'm talking about. Audiobooks, I like listening to them, okay.
Yes.
But the Millionaire Fast Track, it's an audiobook, or it's a book or audiobook about how youngsters, if they refocus their dollars and their attention, can come up before they 40 years old and be millionaires, okay? But you have to be willing to sacrifice some stuff today. And he talks about how people tell you, "I'll get you a 401k and get you a job, blah blah blah." But if you didn't hang out as much and took some of that money you go to the club with, and $20 parking thing, and $20 fees, and them bottles you popping. Mm-hmm. And do this right here and do this over here. He gives you an actual map, not just about saving, but just about being smart with your money, okay?
I like that.
And I think that may be another component at some point in time I'd like to interject in this, because I know I made a lot of money in my day. I ain't see me lying. I ain't broke, but if I had more of what I had, if I had more of what I fucked off, I might be doing this from KGLH. Next to Kevin Nash. Get over Kevin Nash. Move, Mr. Massage. But it's all good, and it's gonna be even better. We got about 4 minutes left. You can't call me now because we got to go in about a few minutes. But check me. I'll be back here next week, God willing. My boy Dakar be here also. And as you stick around, you're gonna see some interesting shit they talking about.
We're going to make some magic here. I honestly, and I don't mean, I'm a spiritual person. You are too. Mm-hmm. We both have, in private, acknowledged we're not really religious. I honestly think, to some extent, we're going to be doing God's work here. And I hope that doesn't scare anybody away. But
Jesus wants you to have this book. Jesus wants you to have this book right here. Call PayPal. I ain't gonna do that. I can't do that.
Oh, you're on your television evangelist tip.
I can't do that.
No, but we have a mission here where we want to address some issues in the culture, specifically in hip hop as well. And it's going to come off, part of it's going to be public service announcements. Some of it's going to be educational. But it's going to be just telling the raw truth about, the red flags that people are ignoring.
Right.
And hip hop and the larger culture. And people need to hear this, especially our young people.
Right. Because these folks ain't playing, baby. I'm going to say something real funky and real nasty, but take this as real. You ever get a booger on your finger? You ever just got a cold or something, trying to get snot off your finger? All it does is go from one finger to another. No matter what you do, it just go from one. That's what the case is, okay? Because no matter what you do, you got to go to court, you got to go to anger management, you got to go to probation, summary probation. It's like this big ass legal boogers you just can't get rid of, and no matter how much you try to spend or whatever, you just can't wait to get off of it. And when you finally get off of it, you swear you'll never do it again till the next time you do it. All right, till you need the car. All right, so I said that nasty shit at the end of the show, so you're thinking about what I said. And a boy told me, one of my partners told me, Reggie Andrews told me, a good friend of mine, he said, don't do nothing that you wouldn't tell your parents that you're doing. If you're doing something that you can't tell your mama or your daddy or somebody you trust, you're doing something wrong. That's simple. Hey, if you know whatever you're doing, your mom and daddy will have a fit if they caught you doing it. You in violation, all right? So don't be stupid. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, again, I'm attorney Dakar Diorable. I'm based here in Los Angeles. If anybody needs any legal advice, my number is area code 213-858-2698. 213-858-2698. And you can also text message me at that number.
All right, y'all. We got to go. Our time is up. I'm glad I had a ball today, man. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
we just get started.
We always have a great time when we get together. We have great conversations.
Man.
And I learn from you. I hope you learn from me, and it's great.
I would have been a lawyer, but I couldn't sit in school that goddamn long. Check out the book, folks. It's on Amazon. It's on Kindle. It's available now. Not Without Alonzo, The History of West Coast Hip Hop. This ain't all about Dr. Dre. It ain't all about Ice Cube. It's about the real story of West Coast hip hop. East Coast has Kool Herc. The West Coast had Lonzo, but y'all think it started with Dr. Dre. Guess where Dre came from, folks? Check it out. If you want an autographed copy, go to PayPal, LonzoWMS@gmail.com. Tell me what you want to say. I will send you an autographed copy, and I'll pay for the shipping. This week only now. Maybe next week too. All right. In fact, next week I may have a couple of books to give away. In the meantime, folks, thank y'all for watching. We'll be back next week, God willing. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, my brother. Don't let me hang. All right, y'all. Peace.